I literally did Cyno's first story quest yesterday, so this should be fun. I'm going to do the second part of it today. And ask me if I remember Cyno's story quest. Guys, I don't remember. I literally do not remember the first part of Cyno's story quest. Alright, time to go back to Sumeru. I kind of missed the boys. Oh, quests. Quests. I still haven't done Linny's, Risley's, and Navia's story quests. And I kind of want to do Risley's soon, let's say. Alright, let's go, Cyno. Get the quest. Navigate. Alright, going back to Sumeru. You barely have anything left. I have like 28 story quests to do. Being an AR60 player sometimes has its perks.
Wow, the academia sure is busy during the day. But where should we go looking for people that we know?
Well, shouldn't they be in academia? Hello.
Paimon.
Where's Al-Haytham? Since we're in academia.
It's been so long since we last saw you!
Really feels like it's been forever. You look like you've been keeping well.
Welcome back to Sumeru City. I'm delighted to meet you again.
Oh, same here.
So, what brings you back here?
Yeah. What? Why are we back? Let's say we missed you. Please, let's say we missed you and that's why we're back.
Oh, nothing in particular. Paimon just saw a really big mushroom out on the road the other day and suddenly missed all our friends in Sumeru.
Okay, that was really cute.
Funnily enough, we were reminiscing about you recently too. It was at a group dinner. I look forward to hearing about your travels. Something tells me we must have a lot to catch up on.
Reminiscing about me at a group dinner. That means Al-Haytham, Cyno, Kaveh, and Tainari were all together and they talked about, oh, how we missed the traveler. That's cute.
Really? You were thinking of us too? What a coincidence!
It's really sweet.
Indeed. Or as I call it, the biryani factor.
Would you want to explain that?
You really want me to say the rest?
Yes.
Okay. It's always rice to meet stew again.
Oh my god. And we are at the beginning, and already he's cracked 2 jokes.
Oh, darn, he said it.
Well, I win the bet. Paimon, time to pay up.
You like that one, huh?
Yes.
You must if you remember it after all this time. Admit the truth. You have long been in awe of my razor-sharp wit.
Of course, it's kinda impossible to be not to.
Here's your 500 Mora.
Thanks, Cyno. Feels good to hit the jackpot.
You're exaggerating. It's only 500 Mora.
Yeah, but if you put 2 500 Moras, that would get you 1,000 Mora, which is good money.
Hey, 500 Mora is still a lot of snacks to Paimon.
And that's true.
All right. I'll treat you to some desserts later.
He's kind of goofy now. He wasn't that comfortable in the first quest because we were strangers back then. Now we're friends. And I really liked it about Cyno that he looks very tough and cold from outside, but once you get to know him, he's actually so goofy, funny, and even warm.
Anyway, I'm actually investigating a case right now. My mind is focused on work, which is why I didn't complete the joke at first.
Well, can we help?
A case? What happened?
Nothing major. But after finding out who was involved, I decided, on reflection, to handle this one myself.
Need any help? We only came here to hang out, so we've got the time. You may as well take us with you, and then when you're done, we can,
Oh my god, that was so cute. Paimon, please do that again.
Such enthusiasm. Are you worried I'll forget about treating you to some sweets if you're not around to remind me?
She will constantly remind him, though. Sweets. I mean, he already promised Paimon some snacks. Paimon would never let that go.
What? No! Alright, was it really that obvious?
Obvious enough. Still, it's a fine idea. You are the heroes of Sumeru. It makes perfect sense to work together. All right, follow me.
Will we go into academia? Looks like it. Oathkeeper. Hello. Oh my god, for a second I thought my Alhaitham was the Alhaitham in the quest. Alright. Where is he? Well, you're late.
Do you see him? The old man flailing around?
Oh, is he the one you wanted to talk to about the case?
Correct. His name is Cyrus, a former Spontamot sage. He taught both me and Lisa.
Oh, Lisa's and Cyno's teacher. You should be very cool and powerful.
Huh? Cyno's teacher is in trouble?
It's ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping, and wine. What sort of person targets an old retiree?
Professor, I've brought some friends.
Ah, Cyno. Now who do we have here? Hold on, let me think. A flying fairy dressed in white? A youth who does not seem to hail from this land? My goodness. You must be the legendary traveler in Paimon. I've heard all about what you've done for Sumeru.
Wow, looks like we're really famous.
God, every time they're like, when someone recognizes them, oh, looks like we're really famous. Get used to it already.
I've told him about you before. You are my friends, after all.
Good to meet you, sir. We are here to help Cyno.
That's right. Let me summarize the situation. A couple of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly received a threat letter.
A threat letter?
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old man like me, for goodness sake?
This is the letter in question.
Oh, can we read it?
Cyrus, I have uncovered your secret. If you wish to prevent it from going public, leave 10 million mora at the back door of the cafe.
10 million mora? Does he even have that kind of money?
Secondly, don't come looking for me. You'll never find me. But I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. Finally, if you dare to report this to the Matra, there will be consequences.
Why does this feel like a threat letter written by a child? You know, when you used to write threatening letters to your parents as a joke, you know? I used to do that. Like, I would go hide in a corner and I would write a little threatening note for my mom. If you want Jade to return safely, do maybe leave a cupcake at the threshold of our door, you know, kind of stuff.
Wow, they sure didn't mince their words.
Clearly, this person must be desperate for Mora.
Or just a child.
10 million mora, what a joke. I'm just a single retiree with nothing to my name beyond the tomatoes in my garden. Where do people think I'm hiding 10 million mora, huh? In my tomatoes?
Oh, well, he's right.
There were no witnesses, so currently the letter is all we've got. So, Traveler, Paimon, let's put our heads together.
Ready when you are.
Paimon's ready too.
All right, take a look. Do you see anything suspicious?
What is that symbol on the paper? From Cyno's description, it sounds like the threat letter didn't come in an envelope. It was simply written on a crude piece of paper and left for Cyrus to find. The paper?
Very good. The paper has a rather rough texture. It's not the typical kind you see in most books.
Another thing is, some of these strokes look kind of blurry. Could there be an issue with the ink?
Possibly. And I bet the paper has something to do with it.
Kirara written that. With her claws.
Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and the ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's very coarse-grained, almost as if it's made from some sort of plant matter.
I really like Cyrus's voice though. It's really deep, like almost as if it grumbles in his chest as he speaks. Yeah, it's really nice.
It's certainly not the same paper as we use in the academia, but the ink is nothing special. Just regular black ink that gets a blue tinge when applied to paper.
So do we think the culprit has a connection with the academia or not? Wait, check this out! Looks like this part got wet at some point.
Agreed. The staining suggests it was a colored liquid, not plain water. It also looks like it was wiped off with a damp cloth.
A colored liquid, so... tea? Wine?
Looks like we're thinking along similar lines. Let's go talk to Arof. There are some things I'll need him to take care of.
Alright, let's go talk to Arof. Are we gonna talk to Cyrus again?
Arav. Ah, there he is!
Mahamatra Cyno. Sir Cyrus. Ah, and the Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while.
Oh, do we know him? Cyno briefs Arav on the case. I don't remember
As
him.
such, I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the academia. Somebody young and strapped for cash. Oh, one last thing. I'd start your investigation by taking a look at the cafes in the city.
Oh, of course! You think the culprit spilled their coffee on the ladder, huh?
They do look like coffee stains to me. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the letter is written on a type of scented paper that has aromatics added during the manufacturing process. The kind often provided as writing material for customers in cafes and taverns.
Ah, of course! Yes, like they sell in the gift shops. I remember now. Zaha Hadid bought some a while back. She said she was going to use it as wrapping paper for a vase.
Understood. I'll assemble a team to investigate the points of interest immediately.
Arav voice actor sounds familiar. He didn't sound familiar to me.
You have my gratitude.
One last thing. Send some Matra to guard the entrances and exits of Sumeru City. And change into plain clothes. Don't let them see you coming.
Will do.
Great thinking, Cyno! So, where do we think the culprit's at right now?
I doubt they would go back to the cafe.
Yeah, they've probably been lying low at home waiting to see how Cyrus reacts.
You're right, Paimon.
Really? Which part?
The culprit's approach. Whatever happens, they need this Mora. But just because they warned Professor Cyrus not to go to the Matra, doesn't mean they know what he'll do next. So, and crucially, the culprit said they'd be watching the professor's every move.
So they should be around, actually.
Huh? Wait, are you saying...
Oh.
Found you!
What if he's innocent? Would it be worth to traumatize him like that?
What are you doing?
You wrote the threat letter!
Well, that's way too straightforward.
I don't know what you're talking about. What threat letter?
I sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the House of Dana. You managed to stay relatively well hidden for someone reckless enough to threaten Professor Cyrus.
Wait, is he right?
There are a lot of people here, but we were looking specifically for Arof. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit.
I
Or.
was just listening in, that's all. You know something big's going down when Mahamatra Cyno shows up, right? So I got a little curious. What's the big deal?
Maybe he's spying for the culprit, and he's not the real culprit.
You smiled when Arav left. I saw it as clear as day.
Oh, that little evil
Smiling a
grin.
crime now?
Well, he has a point.
There are coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth, all to create the impression that the letter was written at a cafe. Closing off the exits to the city doesn't affect you, because you already live here. And as long as the Matra were focused on the cafes, you would be free from scrutiny. The cafe was a red herring all along. You had to be somewhere where you could monitor the professor's movements.
You can't pin this on me! I haven't done anything!
Really? Then why are you shaking like a leaf? The innocent have no reason to fear the Matra. But you...
I mean, in this situation, even if I was innocent, I would also be shaking. Because, you know, he could arrest him. And he's kind of intimidating, yeah.
Your heart's racing, and your eyelids are twitching. You're a terrible liar.
that eye twitch scene. I wish it was longer, it was so funny.
I would never...
Don't try anything or you'll pay the price. Now come with me.
There's no way he's the real culprit.
Over quickly. Cyno already caught the guy.
You're telling me. One minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next minute I see Arav already on his way back to meet up with Cyno. Looked like a young guy, too. Couldn't have been much more than 30. But after what he's done, I'm afraid he's ruined his whole future.
Everyone, it's all over.
You think so?
Gosh, that was so fast!
Yes, it's suspiciously fast.
The culprit's name is Uraka, a 16-year-old student in the Rataoist Darshan.
Huh?
16?
16? Cyrus thought he looked 30-something!
We checked his records. He's 16, a third-year student.
Well, yeah, he looked really mature for a 16-year-old boy.
But he looks so old.
Yeah, seriously!
Identity theft?
Foolish child. He's too young for the criminal life. What the devil drove him down this path?
We questioned the culprit regarding his motives.
Oh, just spit it out. Nothing can surprise me at this point.
Very well. It's our understanding that Uraka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around the same time and lost a lot of mora.
Oh no.
Down on his luck, he went to the tavern for a drink and overheard some people chatting about Sir Cyrus's comfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street.
Some old woman on the street? Goodness gracious, has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is Kasharwar's very own professor, Zaha Hadi. How can he not know who Zaha Hadi is?
Is this going somewhere?
Oh, right, yes. So another thing. We don't just argue about tomato plants. And what are they trying to insinuate by comfortable retirement? A man grows a few vegetables and suddenly he's living a life of luxury?
Maybe it's more the fact that you have the time to grow vegetables in the first place.
Yeah, time is luxury after all.
Uraka mentioned he'd heard a rumor, alleging that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the academia. Uraka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus hasn't kept up with any academic research or other projects since his retirement. And given your advanced age, he thought you'd be an easy target to blackmail.
Oh, Uraka. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so angry I don't know where to start.
People make up rumors all the time. I am quite confident that Professor Cyrus has never embezzled a mora in his life.
Arav, you'll have to find some excuse to interrogate Uraka again later. I need you to deliver a few firm fistfuls to him on my behalf.
He still wants to teach him stuff. Zaha Hadid reference, a famous architect. Ooh. I didn't know.
I completely understand how you feel, Sir Cyrus, but I'm afraid that course of action goes against the Matra's principles.
Professor, there's no need to be childish about this.
He's triggered.
Oh, come on. I was clearly joking.
You were clearly not.
Okay. Where does this go from here?
The Academia will determine the appropriate disciplinary action against the student. And as for the individuals spreading rumors about the professor's obsession with tomatoes and some old woman on the street, there could be a slander case here. The Matra will continue to investigate.
Who said I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind your wording or you'll start a whole new rumor. You seem confused. Oh, don't you understand? Uraka is just a young boy who made a very rash and very stupid decision based on some groundless rumor he heard. Besides, I didn't actually hand over any Mora to him. The whole thing sounds a lot worse than it is. All it costs me is a little reputational damage. That's all.
Please rest assured, Professor, that the Academia will issue a fair and reasonable punishment.
We heard her name before in Sumeru, but this is not the first time. In Kave's Hangout. That's why I didn't heard of it. I haven't done Kave's Hangout yet. Yeah, wasn't she Kave's mentor or professor or something? Wish I knew.
Yes, I have no doubt about that. But as a former educator, I'd still like to have a serious conversation with the boy's parents. The family lives in the city, yes?
Correct.
We looked into the family. Both parents are merchants and they're often away on business. They've never taken much of an active role in their children's lives.
Oh, what a mess. You don't have to seal the evidence away yet, do you?
No, he's gonna feel
I'd like
bad
to have
about
that letter
it.
back for the time being, if possible. I need something concrete for when I talk to the family tonight. We have to show them how serious this situation is.
The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and are now discussing Uraka's punishment. You can hold on to the letter for now. Just make sure to return it within a couple of days.
Oh, so you'll be able to close the case in 2 days?
Give or take. Cases like this are quick to resolve.
Very good. Well, thank you for all your help. Perhaps we can all go for a meal together. Oh, my treat, of course.
My apologies, Sir Cyrus, but I have a prior commitment. Enjoy the meal, everyone.
Ah, I see. Well, that's a pity. But Cyno, you have to come. You found the culprit at record speed, and I owe you for that. Ah, and isn't Tighnari in town at the moment? Bring him along, too.
Wait, you mean Tighnari's in the city?
He is. Tighnari's master, Sir Nephis, called him and Kale to the Academia to help out on a project. They should be at Nephis's office at this hour.
What a beautiful, oh my gosh, coincidence. Yay.
Though I must say, I'm surprised you're extending an invitation to Tighnari. Did you do something to offend Sir Nephis?
Why? Doesn't he like Tighnari?
Don't be outrageous. Nephis offends me all the time. It's never the other way around. Anyway, hurry up and fetch Tighnari. I'll head over to the tavern with the Traveler and Paimon. See you there. Go on now. Don't keep us waiting.
Go to the second floor of Lambat's Tavern. Alright, let's go. Time to see Mr. Ears. My usual meetup place. Yum.
Not to brag, but we never had problems like this at Ratawa Hist back when I was still teaching. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask them. They were students at the time. They'll tell you what it was like, won't they?
Yeah, everything looks delicious. I'm kind of hungry all over.
I was out in the forest at least 4 days a week back then, thanks to a colossal workload from Master. It wrought havoc on my poor tail, so I didn't exactly keep up to date with what was going on at the academia. Most of what I know, I heard from Cyno after the fact.
Professor's become a lot more laid back in his retirement. He used to be far stricter, and was especially known for being extremely principled.
Oh, so that's how Cyno came to be this disciplined and principled.
Wow. It's hard enough to stay true to your principles as a normal person. I can't imagine doing that as a sage.
It's a pity Kale wasn't around at the time. I would have happily taken her on as a student.
And then we'd have one more person who has to address Lisa as upper-class woman.
Really? Can't you just call her Lisa? She seems to prefer it when people treat her like an older sister.
Oh, believe me, back when she was a student, nothing made her happier than the younger students acknowledging her seniority.
Maybe she humbled with age?
Whoa, more food? Are you sure about this? We don't want to take advantage.
Oh, I want to snack on those. They look so delicious. And that humongous baklava. Yummy.
Don't worry about it. Order whatever you like. And if it's not enough, order some more. After all your help today, treating you to dinner is the least I can do.
I thought I heard some familiar voices. And Sir Cyrus is here as well.
Alright, since Kave's here, Alhaitham should be here any minute.
Oh, Kaveh, it's been a while. Zahahadi was talking about you last month. How have you been?
I've been all right, thank you. You're looking very well, sir. I'm glad to see it.
Have you eaten yet? Care to join us?
That's awfully kind of you, but I had a late lunch, so I'm not really hungry just yet. I'll have dinner a little bit later tonight. I just came to Lombard's to buy some wine, and when I heard some voices I recognized, I thought I'd come and say hello.
Well, that isn't that very kind of him.
So what's the occasion, anyway? Some sort of celebration?
Consolation, more like. You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
Cyrus vividly recounts the day's events for the benefit of those
Sounds
who
like
weren't
things have really
around.
gone downhill since I was there. My whole time as a student, I've never heard of anything remotely like that.
I still think there is more to this case because it resolved suspiciously quickly.
I can't believe how young the guy is. What are his parents going to think?
Young people are always more susceptible to making rash and ill-advised decisions. Their minds are still developing. It's just an unfortunate fact of life. But still, this boy has some nerve. Just look at what he wrote. Oh, it makes my blood boil.
Oh, it's really cute how he, just gets triggered out of nowhere. Just thinking about that occurrence.
Wow, yeah. Jeez.
I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. And then he just followed you into the house of Dana?
If this were my son, he'd get the scolding of a lifetime. Oh.
Luckily, I'm also an extremely principled person.
Kaveh! Your order's ready, sir!
Oh my god, that gave me a little jump scare.
Coming! I'll have to get going. Have a nice evening, everyone. I'll catch you all another time.
Aw, I wish we hang out a bit longer with Kave.
Okay, bye-bye!
Here I am. The coffee beans are in here too.
Oh, look at
Yep,
that
it's
donut.
all there. I'll stop babbling away now. Let's eat before the food gets cold.
You were all busy chatting that you almost forgot about the food. Luckily, it's still hot and you enjoy a delicious celebratory meal after a crazy day. What's gonna go down now? Best feeling after stuffing yourself with delicious food, having that little bump.
Oh, too tasty. Paimon's belly is about to explode.
Oh, mine too. I'll have to walk home to burn some of it off.
Thanks for dinner, Sir Cyrus. Master Tainari and I will bring you some homemade herbal tea next time. It'll do wonders for your sleep.
Well, I look forward to that. In fact, could I trouble you to bring a little extra for the other old folks on my street? I'll be the envy of the neighborhood.
No problem at all. I'll pack some up and bring it over.
Thank you for treating us.
I'll see you all later. I better head home now and tend to the crops.
Good night, Professor. Don't let those tomatoes keep you up too late.
Hey, my tomatoes are serious business. I am not about to be beaten by Zaha Hadid. Anyway, I'll be leaving now. Don't stay up too late now, children. I bid you all a good night.
Take care. Have a safe trip home.
All right. Now, we finally have some us time.
The feeling you get when your parents leave you alone with your friends? Us time.
What do you mean, us time?
Well, I was talking with Tainari and Kale, and since we all have some free time, we thought we could all go camping together. Think of it as our way of welcoming you back to Sumeru.
That's so thoughtful of you.
Oh, that sounds fun. Paimon's in.
Yep, sounds really fun. Time to show off my tent pitching skills.
Right? It's been so long since we did something fun together. I can't wait.
Everyone, let's meet tomorrow afternoon at the riverbank to the southeast of Gandharvaville. No need to bring anything. We've already packed everything for the trip. Just bring your delightful selves and prepare to have some fun.
No.
You got it. We'll be there.
Great. Then we'll see you tomorrow.
So wait, the case is really closed. We're now just gonna have some fun with our friends. Wait until next day between 2 p.m. and midnight. 2. Let's go. Then bye, Cyrus. Yeah, bye, Cyrus, I guess. It was nice briefly knowing him. Oh, during camping, they would definitely play TCG.
Time to set off. Let's head to the southeast of...
Gandharvaville. Go to the east side of Gandharvaville. Let's see. There's Cyno's there. Tainari's there. The tents are ready. Oh my god, amazing. We didn't have to do anything.
We're here! Wow, you guys are ahead of the game. You set up the tents already.
I'd say we're right about on schedule, actually. We were aiming to have them set up before you arrived.
Traveler, Paimon, let's go fishing together. Whatever we catch, we can grill for dinner tonight.
You got it. Dinner's on us tonight.
I really love this part. It's really wholesome.
I hope I can contribute too. The other forest watchers gave me some fishing tips a little while ago. I'm really looking forward to giving them a try.
Well, you know, we are master fishers,
I saw some
actually.
very appetizing mushrooms in the area, so I gathered a few for us. I'll leave them here along with some fresh fruit.
They made a really slow burn quest. I really like it, you know, hanging out with them without a worry in our mind. We don't get to do it very often, so it's nice. It's nice. I really like it.
Wow, camping with a forest watcher is the way to go. They think of everything. And even if they don't, they can improvise.
This is true. I don't think I've ever had a single rough day in this forest.
So, how has everything been going for you?
Well, there's been some high points and low points, but we've had some unforgettable experiences along the way.
I see. Oh, in that case, you should try a valberry. I bought some from the market this morning.
A valuable suggestion. Just don't bury your feelings using food.
That was good. That was really good. You gotta give it to him.
All I wanted was to recommend something bittersweet.
Which is?
Oh, I have a sudden craving for fruit tea. I'm gonna go fetch some stuff. Bye!
Be impulsive like Kale.
She sure made a run for it.
What is this expression? Oh god, it's so cute. She made a run for it.
Unbelievable. She made a run for it.
Now Cyno has to say it.
So Kale chose the path of tactical retreat. Could it be she foresaw what shall soon come to pass? My dear friend, you know what I am about to say.
It's genius invocation time.
Excellent! A kindred spirit. A great warrior can sense when a duel is nigh. But it looks like we'll get told off if we start playing now. Let's enjoy the nature for a while longer.
Okay. That look is no good news, guys. That look from Tighnari. Birds chirping away, the soothing sound of the running water. This is nice. No agenda, just relax and enjoy myself. It's very unusual. It's very nice, you know, to sit back and relax during a quest, not running around. I really like this. It's so calming. But it feels kinda, you know, weird at the same time because we're not used to this. So I feel like at any moment something will go down, something will happen, and we're gonna, you know, boom, deep dive into action again.
I'll reel it in.
They're adding more expression each patch. Yeah, I really like that.
Firewood, spices, snacks, and drinks. Everything's ready. Once Kale gets back, we can light up the fire and start grilling.
It's more like a day trip than a quest. Yes, and it feels really nice. Oh, it's night already. Alright, bonfire chat. Should be cozy. Woman looks really happy. This is so relaxing. It's just so nice to go camping with friends. I mean, what could go
There
wrong?
are 3 tents. Which one do you two want to take?
How about the one on the left?
Whatever Paimon says.
Well, Paimon just thinks the ambiance here is a little better.
True. But it's also the closest to the water. If there are any sleepwalking fungi around tonight, they might stumble into your tent.
Well, that's no good. Take my weapon. You can use it to bar the entrance.
Anyone would think you were sealing the gates to King Deshret's mausoleum.
Excellent. Then this tent will be an impenetrable fortress.
I'm back! How's your appetites? Ready for the barbecue?
Oh, so ready.
Always.
I really like how Cyno is so protective of his friends.
Oh, it smells so good. Paimon's drooling.
Someone sure is desperate to eat.
As always.
I think it's time to add the seasoning. How do you like your skewers? Well done? Medium? Rare?
Medium.
Wait, what? Isn't that just for steaks?
Hey, if it works for steak, maybe it works for other things too.
Well, I thought skewers were meat.
Medium well for me.
Cyno, you and me, we are the same. He knows. Medium well. Mwah. Love it.
Okay, these are about ready now then. It'll be a few more minutes for anyone who wants theirs well done.
Well, I'm gonna dig in. Everyone wolfs down the delicious food.
Oh, that was so delicious. If Paimon's stomach had space, she'd eat 3 more skewers.
I ate a lot too. Here comes the food coma.
If you're tired, then go rest.
You must be getting sleepy too, Paimon. Why don't you guys head to your tents? Cyno and I will clean up.
Oh, this is nice. Tighnari is taking care of everything. We didn't have to set up the tents. We didn't have to cook. We didn't have to clean up. Oh, what a nice camping. Who is cute, Tainari or Kale? Both. Both. I actually think both.
Tonight I show you mercy. Our sacred duel will take place another day.
Oh, thank you.
Good night.
Paimon's struggling to keep her eyes open.
All this yawning made me sleepy too.
Oh, don't forget this. The staff of the Scarlet Sands.
Oh, he's serious.
Wait, you were actually being serious about that?
I knew he was serious.
It's a very powerful weapon. Try it.
Paimon can't even lift that thing.
Fair enough. You sure you don't want it?
I can try.
Sure. We'll be fine. And even if we do get an uninvited guest in the night, Paimon will be here to take care of the traveler.
Yeah, let's not forget our 3-star sword. Let's not forget I have my own trusty sword. A divine artifact, slayer of countless vile monsters.
That reminds me of a parting king of invocations. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. But right now, it's time to rest. Sleep well and sweet dreams.
Good night, Cyno. Oh, such a fun and relaxing day. I loved it so much. This camping trip has really relaxed me. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. In the peace and tranquility of the forest, nature's warm embrace lulls you into a deep slumber. Yes.
I think they should all be here.
Oh my god, oh my god. Is that Kaveh and I'll hate them?
Traveler? Paimon? Are you in there? Could you come outside for a sec?
Yay.
Look at this.
People's Scholar is back.
What the? What's this sword doing here? Is it supposed to keep out intruders?
It's supposed to keep out fun guys, but since you are fun guys and not fun guys, you can come in.
Evidently.
What? Who is it? Oh, what time do you call this?
Those voices, I recognize them.
Paimon's gonna take out the sword. Yeah!
I'm going back to sleep.
I'll hate them. Kaveh! What are you doing here? It's the middle of the night!
Huh? Why would they come all the way out here?
Sorry to wake you up at this hour of the night, but we've got a situation on our hands.
Oh.
Let's get dressed and talk about it outside.
Alright, I'm very
Something has
curious
come
now.
up. And since it pertains to Cyrus and Cyno, I deemed it essential to inform you all.
Whoa, back up. Let's start from the beginning.
Yes, I think that's a better approach. What's gonna happen now?
Huh? Where'd the wine cups go? I could have sworn I left them here after I washed them. Ah, there they are.
I'll have a cup too.
Can you see if the cookies are still on the table?
Cookies?
They are. And so are the fruits.
Oh, this is so bland. I should have gotten a few bottles of what Cyno's group was drinking last night.
Hey, those are not cookies. Those are baklava. Unapproved.
Do tell. What were they drinking?
Yeah, Kaveh just called baklavas cookies. Oh, come on. That couldn't be farthest.
Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So, I ran into Cyrus yesterday evening when I went to the tavern to pick up some things. He was hosting a dinner for Cyno, Tainari, Kale, and the Traveler and Paimon. Anyway, they got a bottle of Lombard's new vintage for the table. At least, I think that's what it was. It looked pretty good.
Sounds like they're all tangled up in this.
You know what it's about, right? 16-year-old kid tried to extort Cyrus. He was asking for 10 million mora.
I heard some people talking about it on the streets, yes. Didn't take them long to catch the culprit. The sages are probably dealing with the case by now.
I wonder what Sir Nephis and the others will make of it. Oh, Cyrus showed me the extortion letter, too. It was crudely written, but the paper had this beautiful pattern on it that I've never seen before. Really caught my eye.
Likewise, me too, and I want an explanation. Kave. Great minds think alike.
Give me a sec, I'll sketch it out for you.
Oh, maybe I'll hate them knows.
Okay, done. Take a look. You see what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen writing paper like this around before. God knows where the culprit got it from.
Interesting. These are all motifs associated with the tribes of the desert.
What? Really?
Take this, for instance. Looks like an outline of a spire, similar to the kind found on some ancient palaces. And the crisscrossing and mirroring here, I recognize that too. It bears a striking resemblance to an ancient emblem, one that hasn't been used in a very long time.
Whose emblem is it?
It's the emblem of the Temple of Silence.
Temple of Silence? Where's Temple of Silence, actually? Now,
After
the
discussing
plot
it with each other,
thickens.
we both agreed that something didn't feel right. So we went looking for you.
Oh yeah, my gut feeling was right. This is not the end of it.
This was a long way to come from the city. Alhaitham figured you were probably with Tainari, so Gandharvaville was our first stop. But the Forest Watchers told us that you'd gone camping. Then, just as we were heading off to the campsite, we ran into Cyno. He said he was on a supply run. We exchanged a few words, and then he ran off.
Wait, in the middle of the night, Cyno was on a supply run? Didn't he go to sleep?
Hold on. So what's the deal with that emblem you were talking about? The Temple of Silence, you said? What is that? Should we be worried?
Maybe a little.
Is everything okay? Give me a second. Let me get Kale.
So you've never heard of the Temple of Silence? Well, to put it simply, it's an organization that has existed in Sumeru for over 1,000 years.
And how come we never heard of it?
These days, you can find a Temple of Silence office in the academia. Theoretically, it's responsible for the custody and disposal of information and documents not fit for public dissemination. At least, that's what they tell the outside world. In truth, it's essentially a vestigial institution nowadays. There's an office with their name on it, but it's functionally obsolete. Historically speaking, the original Temple of Silence is said to have been established by Hermanubis, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret and the greatest of all sages. Most of the organization's members hailed from the desert. By contrast, none of the Academia Temple's current members are from the desert region, nor do they use any symbols connected with the desert folk.
You see the perks of having a well-educated friend. He literally knows everything.
So the
Oh, so
Temple of
impressive.
Silence at the Academia is just a fake? Wow.
It's possible. The real question is, why? My guess is they're covering something up.
So, how do you know all this? Sounds like some pretty top secret stuff.
Did you forget? He did a stint as acting Grand Sage, and kept the pay raise even after he resigned.
Oh, yeah! Paimon did totally forget
How
about
can you forget about
So you
that?
took the chance to read all the top secret documents while you were acting Grand Sage, huh?
If you're asking me whether I familiarized myself with the documentation in my office, I would respond that that's a perfectly normal part of any job.
Well, I would do the same. I'll hate them.
So much about this doesn't make sense. Why did the emblem of the Temple of Silence appear on a threat letter from an Academia student to Cyrus? The student's only 16, and doesn't have any family ties to the desert. So where could he have seen that emblem, or gotten the paper?
You said you ran into Cyno, yes? Did you tell him what you've just told us?
Yep. He ran off as soon as he heard what we said.
That's suspicious. That's really suspicious.
Given that Cyrus is involved, he's probably halfway through solving the case by now. Still, we should try to catch up with him. At this hour of the night, Cyno will probably go looking for Cyrus at his current residence.
If the Academia's Temple of Silence really does exist just to cover up the truth, the sudden appearance of this emblem can't be good. It's sure to stir up trouble. We should pay a visit to the Academia.
Yes. As the Sage of Amorta, my master ought to know the truth about their office. You can ask him to tell you what he knows. The more information we have, the better prepared we'll be for whatever happens there.
If this situation is connected to the real Temple of Silence, the emblem has to be part of a bigger conspiracy.
Kale, could I trouble you to send a message to the Core of 30? Tell them to keep an eye out for Cyno and Cyrus. Traveler, Paimon, you two come with me. We'll go after Cyno.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Cyrus has been living in the city lately. He rented a place near the field so he can keep an eye on his tomato plants.
Then let's go look for him there.
Well, that was it for our relaxing camping trip. Kave is so pretty. I know. He really is.
Here we are. This is the place.
We might be too late. Looks like nobody's home. Oh, Cyno moves fast. If he was here, he's probably long gone by now.
I know that voice. Is that Tainari I hear?
Ah! Professor Zahahadi!
Wow, so it really is you. My goodness, whatever is going on tonight?
We're looking for Cyno. So, he's already been here.
Yes, not long ago, in fact. He knocked on my door and asked if I'd seen Cyrus today at all.
Oh, so Cyrus is missing still.
I told him the old fool left early this morning, and I hadn't heard him come back. So we went to his place, and would you believe it? He's gone. Goodness knows where to. It must have alarmed Cyno, because he took off in an awful hurry after that. He never did explain what this was all about. How serious is it?
Well, if Cyrus isn't at home... Oh, it sure doesn't sound good.
Professor, did you hear that a student recently tried to extort Cyrus?
Why, yes. When I left the house that day, I noticed he was watering his flowers in the field in complete silence. He had a piece of paper clutched in his hand, and he looked lost in thought. I could tell something was troubling him, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. If Cyno hadn't happened to visit him that day, he'd probably still be holding on to that thing. After seeing the letter, Cyno told him to contact the Core of 30, but Cyrus was very reluctant. He claimed it would only damage his reputation. Eventually, he relented, after much persuasion from Cyno.
Huh? Cyrus didn't want to report it? Well, that's strange. When we saw him, he seemed pretty okay with the idea of the kid getting his just desserts.
Well, Cyrus sounds kind of suspicious. I mean, he started to sound kind of suspicious right about now. Who's your favorite Dandro character? I'll hate them.
As a former sage, it's possible Cyrus still has enemies at the Academia. That's why Cyno was so insistent that he report the matter to the authorities. I was there while they were going back and forth over it.
So Cyrus initially hoped to stop this from going public. But why?
Maybe he knows the culprit, but that doesn't make any sense. He only reported it because Cyno forced him to, which means Cyrus must know something about the Temple of Silence.
Oh dear, what on earth has that old fool gotten himself wrapped up in? Oh, I do hope he's not in danger. Oh, I almost forgot. Cyno left me this letter to pass on to you. He wrote it when he came by earlier. He realized you might come looking for him.
Thank you.
What does it say? Let Paimon take a look.
My friends, this is a rather complicated state of affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose more than that. I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me. I will definitely come after you.
My friends, this is a rather complicated state of affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose more than that. I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me.
Yep, that sounds like Cyno. Thank you, Professor. Please do not worry. We will do all we can to protect both Cyno and Cyrus. Traveler, Paimon, let's head to the Academia and regroup.
What about the adorable Archon Nahida? I really like Nahida too, but I'll hate him as my favorite. Probably second is Baiju, after I'll hate him. Actually, second place is shared by Nahida and Baiju. And then third place is Kave. And the rest, I really can't remember. Who else do we have? Oh no, this is not a good place. I wonder what Cyno is trying to hide. Maybe Sethos? Definitely he's going to be related to the Temple of Silence. Hello, my twin and Kave.
You're here? I thought you were going after... I guess you lost their trail.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what had happened.
We went to Cyrus's house. No one was there. Cyno got there before us, but he was long gone by the time we arrived.
He didn't say where he was going?
No, he left us a letter and told us not to go after him.
Tighnari shares what you learned from Zaha Hadid.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Typical Cyno. Anyway, some updates on progress on our end. I drew the emblem from memory again, but in more detail this time.
It sounds like a door. A door to, like, entering a temple, actually.
I checked some ancient texts for a similar design. The one I found was a little blurry, but the similarities in the general form and certain details were clear enough to confirm a match.
Yeah, and we're lucky we found anything at all. It turns out the emblem was all but lost to history. We scoured the entire Academia collection, and that book was the only one with a record of the motif.
Meanwhile, Arav managed to get Uraka to disclose his source. The one who told him about Cyrus's embezzled funds was a young man from the desert. According to Uraka, he had a striking presence and was well educated.
That's definitely Sethos.
Apparently, the two met in the tavern over a game of cards. The guy claimed to be in the city for business as part of a merchant caravan. Uraka was intrigued when he heard what his new acquaintance had to say and brought up the idea of extorting Cyrus for Mora. The guy encouraged him to go ahead with it, then handed him some pen and paper to write the letter.
I see. So it could be that this person planted the paper intentionally.
So, how do we find this guy? Did Uraka say where he is?
He doesn't know. He claims not to have seen him since that day in the tavern. The man gave him some tips on how to carry out the extortion, but from then on, Uraka was acting alone.
Nephis and Arav have gone to meet the Court of 30 and review the city's entry and exit records. Also, Nephis admitted that the Temple of Silence in the Academia is just a facade. The true Temple of Silence once came to the rainforest to establish a collaboration with the Academia, but as time went by, the sages gradually became corrupt and foolish. The Temple of Silence felt that they could no longer trust the Academia and ended the partnership. They retreated back to the desert about 400 years ago.
Oh, that's a long time ago. Of course, then that symbol got lost over time.
Ever since its inception, the Temple of Silence has been the guardians of King Deshret's civilization and belief system. They traveled throughout Sumeru, sequestering and guarding any wisdom that posed a threat to the people's livelihoods. At its roots, it was a legitimate and reputable organization whose purpose was to guide people towards the right path.
The academia of the day knew that the split would damage their reputation if it became a matter of public knowledge. And so, they set up a dummy organization of their own to conceal the truth.
Not only that, but they managed to keep up the charade for hundreds of years!
So how did Cyrus become acquainted with the true Temple of Silence if they left centuries ago?
I'll bet that's the question that bothered Cyno. Probably why he went after him in such a rush.
I mean, he was a professor, maybe during a research in the desert.
Whoever is behind this, getting Uraka to extort Cyrus was only the first step of the plan. Their true goal in doing so was for Cyrus to see the emblem on the letter.
He must have recognized it right away. That'll be why he didn't want to involve the authorities. He probably hoped to take care of the whole thing by himself. Unfortunately for him, Cyno had other plans.
Since the desert is where the Temple of Silence originated, that is in all likelihood where Cyrus went.
I have to go after him.
Really? Are you sure that's a good idea, with how you respond to the heat? Why don't we send someone else?
Oh, he's so selfless.
I should be fine, as long as I bring plenty of water. Besides, I just can't shake this ominous feeling that if we don't catch up to them soon...
Everyone, I have news from the Core of 30.
Oh, that's Tighnari's master.
Master?
Oh, so that's Nafis, Tighnari's master? Oh, we're finally getting to meet him in person!
Hello.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Traveler in Paimon.
Oh, cool glasses.
Several independent eyewitnesses have reported seeing Cyrus and Mahamatra Cyno leaving the city at different times. Both were heading in the direction of Caravan Ribat. I was going to suggest that you join forces with the Core of 30 in this case. However, as I'm sure you've already heard from Alhaitham and Kaveh, the Temple of Silence is involved. The Academia has made a number of decisions throughout history that I am ashamed to talk about. It may well be that no better choice was available to them, but those actions are nonetheless a stain on our legacy. I won't attempt to make you understand the Academia's perspective. Now is the time for action.
I understand where you're coming from, Master. But I'm afraid the situation might be more complicated than we thought. I think we need to keep a low profile, or risk making things worse.
Good point. If Cyrus is involved with the other side, or worse, if he's fallen into their hands, and... everyone, we have to get Cyrus and Cyno back safely. We cannot afford to lose them.
Need our help? Whatever you need, we got you covered.
Really? Wonderful. You have my most sincere gratitude.
Of course, it's
Arav
for
and I will
Cyno.
continue to follow up on the lead from Uraka. Kaveh, Scribe Alhaitham, I'd like to ask you to cover the duties of the House of Dana.
Oh, they're not coming to the desert with us.
Tighnari, you are planning to go into the desert, correct?
I am. Kaveh, I'll be okay. You stay behind to help Master and Alhaitham.
Well, if you're sure... Okay. But be careful.
Thank you all. Arav, let's go.
You'd better get moving. Don't forget to ask for help when you need it.
Will do. Let's go, Tighnari. Hopefully we can catch up with Cyno before it's too late.
Knowing him, he's probably covered a fair distance already. But we still have a shot. Let's take it.
Cyno is extremely good in desert, unlike Tighnari. Alright, so the real quest starts now, actually. Let's go to Caravan Ribat. No. Cancel. Oh no. That was a mistake.
Okay, we made it to Caravan Ribat. Where should we go next?
Ask around.
We should ask the nearby guards if they've seen anything.
Hold on. Look over there.
Is that
Yep.
Dia?
Dea, Cyno, and Candace.
You sure you want to brave the desert alone? I mean, it's your choice at the end of the day, but still.
It's not my first time. I'll be fine.
Cyno.
If you're really going to go through with this, then at least take our advice. When you're packing for your trip, budget for 5 days more than you plan to spend out there.
Oh god, I just love Candace's design so much.
Makes sense. Okay, I'll go get ready.
Thought
Hello,
we might find you here.
surprise.
You're trying to retrace Cyrus's steps, aren't you?
Didn't I tell you not to come after me? I thought I had a good lead on you.
Sorry, but we never agreed to that. Why would you go off on your own like this?
Nothing personal. It's just a complex situation. And I'd rather not involve anyone else if I can help it.
Well, you know, we're friends. Of course we're gonna help.
Takes a special kind of person to get Cyno chasing them all the way out to Caravan Rebot. But why so coy today, huh? You only gave us his age and description. Why can't you reveal his name? Is he Sumeru's most wanted or something?
Well, that's kinda true.
Oh, also, hey guys, it's been a while.
Dia and Candace! So nice to see you. Actually, seeing all of our friends is the whole reason we're here.
You're looking well. Glad to see it. Candace and I came to Caravan Rebot on business. We ran into Cyno as he was asking about some elderly gentleman's whereabouts. Some people say they saw him. Guess he stood out as an older guy heading into the desert alone with just a sumpter beast in tow and very few supplies. That's gotta be one heck of a story there.
Cyno, it's okay if you can't tell us anything about the case. But let us know how we can support you. We're here to help however you need. The more people we have working on this, the quicker we'll be able to find the person you seek.
No, it's not that simple. If I'm right, he'll be doing everything he can to avoid us.
We spoke with Zaha Hadid. From what she said, it's pretty clear that he wants to try and solve this on his own. It won't be easy trying to find him in the desert when he's deliberately trying to cover his tracks.
Sounds like this is far more complex than we imagined.
And I'm really invested in this. Like, what is Cyrus up to?
Still, if he started from Caravan Rebot, the chances are that his route took him past our village. You may as well ask if anyone there has seen him.
My thanks to you both. Once this is resolved, I will find a way to repay you.
Come on. No need to get all serious. Just buy a round of drinks next time we're all in the city or something.
That's a deal.
All right, so, you all set?
Yes, we'll handle it from here. Thank you again for your help. I don't take it for granted.
All right, then we'll leave you to it. Just remember, if you change your mind and need some reinforcements, we'll be here.
And don't think you'd be imposing. You can depend on us.
Don't worry, we'll keep him out of trouble.
Well, he's kinda stubborn, so he wouldn't
Cyno
ask
should
for
count
help.
himself lucky that the Traveler and Tainari got here when they did. What was he thinking, trying to play the lone hero?
The desert tests the character of all who enter it, and only those with wisdom and courage shall prevail. But take heart. With his companions by his side, no harm will come to Cyno.
Of course, we'll protect him. Alright, next stop. Bye, thanks for joining. Take care until next time.
Hold on. There's a few things I'd like to clear up.
Go on.
So, after you left the campsite, we had a longer talk.
Clearly, we've only scratched the surface of the Temple of Silence question. It doesn't surprise me at all that the one in the academia is a fake.
Do you have any connection with the Temple of Silence?
I do. I trust you're all aware of the spirit that gives me my power. Hermanubis, the original founder of the Temple of Silence.
Of course.
Due to my unique constitution, I was put through a number of trials in the desert when I was younger. Later, I met the professor, and he brought me to Sumeru City. But my memory of that time is hazy. I can't recall much. It's a good thing that Kaveh noticed the emblem on the letter. Without that, I don't know if we would have connected the dots and realized there was more to this case than mere extortion. I did not recognize that symbol at all. Whether that's because I've never seen it, or because my memory fails me, it's hard to say.
Yeah, you're right. Thank goodness for Kaveh, and for Alhaitham's diligence during his time as acting Grand Sage.
But Cyrus must have recognized it right away, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have had any qualms about you reporting it. Oh, maybe his connection to the Temple of Silence goes even deeper than yours.
I suspect so too. Professor has never once mentioned the Temple of Silence in conversation. And whenever the conversation turns to Hermanubis and the concept of spirit indwelling, he avoids going into any depth.
That's very suspicious.
Well, speaking of avoiding things, you do realize, don't you, now that we've caught up with you, you're stuck with us for the rest of the way.
I am aware. And I have accepted it.
Yeah, you should make your peace with it.
Or rather, I don't see how I could manage to ditch you en route, so I might as well accept that you're coming with me.
That's right. Fact is, we're coming with you whether you like it or not, so the best option now is to try to look out for each other. Ha!
You can't get rid of us.
Fair enough. Then at least let me buy you a drink once we're back in the city.
Works for me. All right, off we go. Let's start by seeing what the guards here can tell us.
I just wonder when Sethos will make his entrance.
Hello.
Mahamatra Cyno?
I'm looking for someone. So I'd like to confirm any recent foot traffic in and out of Aru village.
Cyno describes Cyrus's appearance and provisions.
A man matching that description passed by Aru village not too long ago. He stopped by to load up on food and water and feed his sumpter beast, then he was on his way.
Where was he going?
Let me think. He took a seat by the entrance of the village for a while, and had a brief chat with the person who came to deliver the water. He said he was headed somewhere near an oasis, but he didn't mention which one. Do you have a map? I can mark out the direction he was heading and the best routes to any nearby oases.
I have one. Mark away.
Great. There you go.
Well, that was smooth.
Thank you so much.
You've got a really good memory.
You're quite welcome. Just doing my job. Best of luck. I hope you find him soon.
Head to the oasis and continue searching for clues. Time to teleport. Alright, first oasis. Let's hope we find Cyrus soon.
Curses. There's sand in my shoes.
I love Alhaitham's desert voice line. Every time it makes me giggle. Hello, shrooms. Sorry I'm busy. Is Cyrus a bad guy? I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's definitely keeping secrets. Oh, please stop chasing me. Oh god, I saw him! It's Sethos! Finally making his debut.
Hold on. I see some people over there.
Oh, he looks so cool.
Do you think it's safe to ask them what they know?
Should be. I'll go...
Oh.
No. I'll do it.
Okay.
Huh? Why can't Cyno go talk to them? What difference does it make?
Given my background, appearance, and the way I dress, I might not be the most welcome visitor here. Just in case, it's probably better to let a more neutral party handle things.
Oh, that's not a welcoming look.
Hello there. I hope I'm not interrupting. My friend and I are looking for an elderly man who's gone missing around these parts. Any chance I could ask you a couple of questions?
His hairstyle is so cool. I love it.
Oh, a missing person, huh? Sure. What do you want to know?
I'm just wondering if you've seen him. Let me give you the details.
So, a silver-haired guy in a long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes, and he's traveling alone.
He'd stand out like a sore thumb around here.
Yeah, sounds like the kind of guy we'd remember if we saw him.
Oh, he's looking at Cyno directly, I feel like.
He's looking behind me.
Mm-hmm. Striking eyes.
Uh-oh. That guy's looking our way.
Do they know each other?
Your friend over there stands out a lot, too.
I like his eyes.
Aren't you Cyno, the General Mahamatra?
Yes, that's me.
You don't seem surprised that I recognized you.
Oh, guys, look at his eyes. So pretty.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're the one looking for the old man who's gone missing, aren't you?
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
Oh, how perceptive of you, Sethos. By the way, yeah, I agree with Tainari. Something doesn't feel right.
Someone's on edge. You don't trust me much, do you?
You don't exactly give off trustworthy vibes, even though you're cute.
No need to hide it. I understand why you're wary of us. Still, you came to us asking for help. Do you want it or not?
I thought you were a group of merchants. Seems I was mistaken.
Your henchmen don't look like much, but something tells me they put up a better fight than most mercenaries.
Hey, hear that, guys? You're my henchman now.
Suits me, as long as I get paid for it.
Just cut to the chase already. I'm running out of patience.
all right.
Ooh, his brows are really defined too.
Come with me. All of you.
Where are you taking us?
Don't you want to find your friend? Silver-haired, long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes? Sounds like there's a whole other side to Cyrus I didn't know about.
Okay, so Sethos knows Cyrus.
So you know where he is?
Maybe they abducted him.
Just follow me. I'll take you to him.
Maybe they are acquainted? Oh, look how he's running. So cute. He's pretty, really pretty, especially his eyes and the braids in his hair. Okay. When he suddenly turned his back, it was really funny.
And here.
In a cave?
What? Where are you looking? There's nothing here!
It's not even a cave.
Please, step back.
Oh my god, maybe it's the temple?
Ooh, something's coming out of the ground!
Oh my god, it's the temple.
What is this enormous building doing here?
And look, the door even looks like the symbol on the paper. This is definitely Temple of Silence. And judging from the statues in the entrance looking like Cyno's spirit. I forgot its name, like Henobius, something like that. This is definitely the Temple of Silence.
And how was it so well hidden? King Deshret's technology?
Wait, so... Hold on, who are you guys really?
Is this the Temple of Silence? So you're a member?
All good questions. There'll be plenty of time to address them later.
He's so mysterious. Greetings, O Lady of the Stream. Please share thy wisdom. Of course, gladly. Welcome. Thanks for joining. If we had $1 for every temple in Sumeru Desert, we could definitely pull for Chlorend.
Enough to cultivate intelligence.
Maybe that's why I thought Sethos looks like he got muscle. He has some defined upper arms, I'll give you that, but I don't think he looks muscular. But he has a fit look. Cyrus.
This is not what Paimon was expecting to find in the desert.
Wow.
Especially not hidden right next to an oasis.
It's a whole city in there.
Ooh, Paimon's scared.
It's okay, Paimon.
They must have kidnapped Cyrus. Do you think this is the guy Rocca met in the tavern?
Definitely. And I don't think they kidnapped Cyrus. Actually, I just started to think Cyrus is like a esteemed member of the Temple of Silence, maybe. Like he has some authority in the ranks. That's just an assumption.
Wrong? Thinking about your professor?
I just hope for your sake you haven't done anything you might regret.
Oh. I mean, I just like how mischievous Sethos is, like keeps teasing us. But Cyno is definitely not one to play, so I wouldn't do that if I were Sethos. I mean, did you just hear his tone?
Me too. Hope I haven't done anything to incur your wrath.
Talk to the mysterious person. Gladly. Oh god, wait. Can I actually? Oh no. I have to walk all the way up. Do you think we might have some chests around here? Or it's just... What? Oh, you cannot use compass and... Okay, so maybe this is just a domain. But it's so cool. The question marks. Just tell us your name already. Oh, will this door open? Oh my god. Is that... Are those books? Those are books. Wow.
Alright, you can wait here for now. I'll inform our leader that you've arrived at the Temple of Silence. Sit tight until he comes to greet you.
Our leader? What did I just say? Cyrus is the leader, definitely.
So he's just gonna leave us here unattended? Maybe we're not being kidnapped after all.
They can't have been at the oasis by chance. They were waiting for us. Whoever the leader is here, they were obviously counting on us showing up.
So this is the Temple of Silence. After leaving the rainforest, they hid themselves here?
Oh, where's the leader?
Look, that guy's coming back.
Don't worry. Someone will come and call for you soon.
What's your name?
Please, at least tell us what to call you.
Sorry, guess I was so delighted to see you, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Sethos. I'll be here if you need me, but I'm not planning on answering all of your questions. Other than that, you can occupy yourselves however you see fit.
So we're free to explore by ourselves?
Yep. I mean, I'm not worried about you running off. Cyrus is here. And unless I've misunderstood, you're all quite anxious to see him again.
He's right. Well, if we've got some time, we might as well take a look around.
Oh my god, his name is Sethos? That was so unexpected. Alright, let's talk to him first.
Hey, Sethos! Have you got some time to chat?
Sure. Although, I'm assuming by chat, you mean you have questions for me? I don't blame you. Anyone else would.
So you get a lot of people asking you questions?
Not often. The Temple of Silence is a place of quiet and solitude. We don't get too many visitors.
You were the one who tricked Raka, right?
Yes, that was me. Although, tricked is a stretch. He was asking everyone in the tavern about ways to make some easy money. He insisted that nothing was off the table, even if it broke the law. So, I told him that Cyrus had embezzled a large sum of mora from the desert.
Well, that was a lie, though.
So you framed Cyrus for a crime that he did not commit?
No. That's not entirely true. Let me jog your memory. The letter just said that he had uncovered Cyrus's secret. It didn't say what secret that was.
His secret is Cyrus is the leader of the Temple of Silence, so that means he has mora. Did you tell him to use that wording?
Of course. Uraka was a great accomplice, really. Very cooperative with a little bit of wine in him. Did exactly what he was told. And not much of an original thinker, though. It doesn't surprise me that he struggles academically.
Why did Cyrus leave for the desert as soon as he received the letter?
You'll have to ask him that one yourself. Certain things I can't answer for him. I'm neither judging nor defending him. All you need to know is that he recognized our emblem, and it was his own choice to take the bait.
So maybe I was not right when I called Cyrus the leader. So, do you know Cyno? They definitely know each other.
What kind of question is that? He's the General Mahamatra. Everyone in Sumeru knows who he is.
No. Like, personally.
Right, but back at the Oasis, you can't have known who he was for sure, or you wouldn't have asked him. So, what we're really asking is, have you never seen him in person before?
I've lived in the desert my whole life. Guess you could say I've never had the pleasure.
Well, I personally think he knows Cyno as well. I think he's avoiding the question.
Ugh, why does Paimon feel like this guy's not being straight with us?
Because he's not.
Come on, we've only just met. If I give you all the answers up front, you'll have nothing left to look forward to.
Have you ever been to the academia?
Nope, not once.
Really?
I have no need to go there. Not when the taverns are full of the Urakas of this world. Besides, we're well aware of what goes on at that place.
Are you saying you have spies inside the city?
Spies? It's not as clandestine as that. The city gates are wide open. Anyone's free to walk in. You can find out all you need to know just by walking around town and hearing the word on the street.
That's all I wanted to ask. I like him. I like him so far. He's intelligent. Sly, even.
I never imagined that the true Temple of Silence would be hidden somewhere like this. We've passed through these parts before, but never noticed anything.
That's King Deshret's technology for you, I guess. It borders on the miraculous. Amazing to think that it's been preserved intact all this time.
We should be wary of our hosts. Still, at this point, we can be confident that the professor is safe and sound, so that's something.
Ah, here he is.
Oh, well. The transition. A lot of books. Would you look at that? Alright, can we see the leader already? I want to know if I'm right.
Grandfather, the person you wish to see is here.
Grandfather? My god, he's the grandson of the leader.
Well done, Sethos.
Aw, I was wrong. Cyrus is not the leader. Now that would be too predictable, so I'm kind of glad that I was wrong.
Greetings, one and all. I am Ba Moon, the current leader of the Temple of Silence. I know why you are here, and I thank you for your patience. Bring him out.
Well, that sounded like Cyrus is some sort of prisoner here.
Professor!
Cyrus, are you okay?
That's... Yep. He's prisoner.
Watch what you're doing!
Oh, my apologies. We have no intention of causing you distress. But you must understand, Cyrus is of great importance to us. We had to find a way to bring him back to us.
Oh.
Cyrus owes me his life, and to the Temple of Silence, he owes a debt of gratitude. I let him go a long time ago, but now the time has come to demand payment.
Payment of what?
I wanted to end my feud with this old bag of bones before you caught up with me. But you got here so quickly. Just leave, Cyno. This is a matter between us two old men. You're all too young to get involved.
I mean, what is the situation?
So that's why you didn't want to report the letter. You'd made up your mind to come here from the beginning. You only left in such a hurry to try and throw us off your trail.
Some things in life catch up with you. No matter what you do, you shouldn't have come. That alone brought the others.
Cyno didn't make us do anything. We came here for the same reason he did. To rescue you. We'd appreciate you telling us the truth. Otherwise, it seems a little unfair on everyone who had to stay behind.
My secrets are secret for good reason. Bringing them to light can only lead to misfortune.
You're afraid, aren't you? You can't bring yourself to speak of your past deeds to the students you nurtured as if they were your own children.
What did he do?
You recognized our emblem because for many years you lived among us. Indeed, you all but became one of us.
Alright, that's all obvious.
You knew as soon as you saw the letter that we, not Uraka, were the ones speaking to you. It threatened you only because you know what you did. Your own guilt convicted you. For you, Cyrus, are a traitor. You once shared your learning with us, and joined us in our mission to revive the might of Hermanubis, to bring new hope, new opportunity.
Oh, they are trying to revive Hermanubis?
But then you betrayed us. You bargained for your independence with your past contributions. And then you left, taking with you Hermanubis' might and the wielder of his power.
Oh, he took Cyno and ran away. They were going to use Cyno to revive Hermanubis, so Cyrus didn't want them to use Cyno as a tool, I guess.
We both know what I said to you that day. That as the leader, I grant you permission to leave, but that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
You really know how to hold a grudge.
Hermanubis' might? And the wielder of his power?
Cyno.
Does he mean you?
Yes?
Professor, anything to say?
The moon is right. I came here once before. He rescued me from the brink of death once, many years ago in the desert. When he learned that I was a scholar, he invited me to come here and revive the might of Hermanubis together. It was a great, daring plan, and one shrouded in secrecy. The Temple of Silence had been bereft of Hermanubis for too long. The strength of its faith and its warriors were waning. Bamoon proposed that we implant bar fragments, shards of Hermanubis, into the bodies of suitable vessels. If the experiment was successful, the spirit of Hermanubis would then dwell within the vessel.
So Cyno is an experiment they did? Oh my god.
Many believers volunteered themselves for the experiment. But we soon discovered that the bodies of grown adults could not withstand Hermanubis' power. In the end, Bamoon offered his own adoptive grandson.
Sethos. So they used Sethos as an experiment as well, and it succeeded.
One other child was identified as a suitable vessel, and his parents agreed to release him into our custody in exchange for a small fortune. These 2 children were our only hope for hosting Hermanubis' power.
I'm in shock. Cyno's parents sold him to the Temple of Silence. I mean, I'm assuming this one other child is Cyno, so that means his parents literally sold him to be experimented on. Oh my god. Oh my god.
For many years, the Temple of Silence had been in possession of 2 Ba fragments from Hermanubis. As remnants of his raw power, they were exceedingly rare treasures.
So one fragment is in Sethos and the other fragment is in Cyno.
The test subjects were sent into a room that had been prepared for the ceremony and instructed to approach the Ba fragments, whose power had been amplified. If, after some time, this power did not repel them, this would mean that they were suitable vessels. The original plan was for a 3-stage experiment: resonance, implantation, and recovery and observation. The resonance stage went quite smoothly for both candidates. As the 2nd stage began, I realized a decision had to be made. Should we implant the fragments one at a time? This would allow us to monitor the results after the first round and adjust our plan accordingly. Or alternatively, we could implant each fragment in a different vessel at the same time and compare their effects. But as I was deliberating, both Ba fragments suddenly became active. They glowed with a light we had never seen before. I knew that if they were not implanted right away, they would disintegrate and be gone from the world for good. Our 2 vessels had both displayed great promise by successfully resonating with the fragments. Under the circumstances, the thought of implanting both fragments into the same vessel seemed out of the question. To preserve our faith and our power, we implanted each of them with a single fragment.
Ultimately, I ended the experiment and left, taking one of the children with me.
Taking Cyno with him.
In recognition of your past contributions, I chose not to send someone to hunt down and kill you both. Your lives were spared, but I have paid a great price for your betrayal ever since. I have always wanted to see you, Cyno. Losing you and your Ba fragment dealt us a devastating blow. We've been in decline ever since you left.
I see. So that's how I gained my power.
That's so sad. I didn't really expect it to be like this.
Look, in essence, I borrowed your Ba fragment for a decade or so. And now you are seeking justice. If you want to take my life, then so be it. I'm an old man now anyway.
No, he didn't know how. He just knew that his power came from the spirit of Hermanubis, and he did some challenges in the desert, but he didn't know he was an outcome of an experiment. And his parents sold him to the Temple of Silence, which I will never recover from.
But you cannot lift a finger against Cyno. He is the General Mahamatra. Your actions would be seen as a declaration of war against the Academia.
I'm sure you don't remember anymore, dear Cyno, but you've met us all before. You were so young then, when we all gathered around and celebrated the revival of our Lord. You and he, Sethos, you were our final hope.
You'd like me to return my power?
As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now, it is time to reclaim it.
That power is not yours to reclaim. Cyno was chosen by the gods. You cannot take what they have bestowed.
You are wrong. Cyno was chosen, but he was not the only one. My child, Sethos, has the same gift as he.
So those are your terms for freeing the professor?
Despise me all you want. My sins are my own.
Yeah, I despise him.
The Temple of Silence is an innocent party. It is because of my foolishness all those years ago that the Temple's glory has waned. And now I must take responsibility for the decision I made back then.
So what you're saying is, the power of one Ba fragment is not enough? You're asking me to return the one in my possession, so it can be implanted in him instead?
Divine power causes great suffering to those who wield it. How do you know that Sethos would be able to withstand it?
He has a point.
He is no longer a small child. But regardless, this burden is ours to bear. And your objections mean little given that you turned your back on us long ago.
Both my heart and mind are telling me that what you are proposing is a terrible idea. However...
Don't listen to him, Cyno. That power is no more yours to give than it is his to take. You have to understand.
I know. But if this is a question of your freedom versus a fragment of power, then there is nothing to debate.
Sorry to interrupt, but in my view, there are a number of contentions here that still need addressing. Say that Cyno refuses to return his power, and you also refuse to release Cyrus. Then, we are at an impasse. I find it hard to believe that you went to all this effort without planning for that possibility.
Very good point.
You're trying to gauge where we stand while keeping your remaining cards close to your chest. Well, my stance is, put the rest of your cards on the table. Then we can have a discussion.
Wait, those ears. So, we have a descendant of the Valukashuna in our midst. Splendid. Fate smiles upon us after all.
I love the close-up on Tidari's ears. Can we do one more time?
Everything we have longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll...
I'm sorry. It's just... Oh, that was... calm down. Calm down. He choked. He's ill, maybe.
Why is he coughing so much? He looks like he's in really bad shape.
Oh, maybe that's why he wants to resurrect the spirit this instantly, because maybe he will ask for health. Bamoon's condition is critical. He must have been forcing himself to act strong. His eyesight must be failing him too, otherwise he would have noticed Tainari's ears right away.
Bamoon, you...
Take our leader back to his room.
Bamoon is sick.
Sethos, you must...
Grandfather, I know what you wish to say. Leave this in my hands.
I'm so curious, how will this be resolved? Cyno can't...
I don't like to drag out conversations, so I'll just cut to the chase.
Cyno, please don't give up your power.
Had Cyrus not stopped the experiment all those years ago, the plan would most likely have been a success. The wisdom of Hermanubis would have been ours. Still, it's no use talking about what-ifs. We cannot change the past. I'm not like my grandfather. The Temple of Silence has a grand legacy and a sacred duty to fulfill. So it's somewhat inevitable for the leader to have an inflated sense of self. But I see things a little differently. I don't believe the temple has the same stature that it once did. Time has worn away at its prestige and changed things almost beyond recognition. So I'm not going to force your hand. You're all free to leave. Except for Cyrus. My grandfather gave him his chance once. And now I'm giving the rest of you yours.
You have courage and wise judgment, kid. Reminds me a lot of Bamoon in his younger years. I truly wish that the temple would take an objective look at the academia of today. You've been to the city yourself. I'm sure you've seen that much has changed for the better, and things will only continue to improve. Why not consider cooperating with the academia once more?
If you hadn't betrayed my grandfather, I might well be open to persuasion. But it's a bit too late for that now, Cyrus.
Tighnari made a good point earlier. He said there has to be more to your plan than this, and I agree. All you and Bamoon are after is the Ba fragment. The professor will accept whatever fate you deem fit for him out of a sense of guilt. I am the one who has a choice to make. And that's how it was always going to be. Ultimately, you want to trade the Ba fragment for the professor, correct?
I'm glad to see you're giving it some serious consideration.
I won't forsake my professor, nor do I intend to run from a problem that I must face sooner or later. Give me one night to make my decision.
That works. Then I'll be waiting to hear your verdict, Cyno. Oh, my grandfather still has a fair few things he wants to say to Cyrus, so I'll be escorting him back now. Are you sure about negotiating with him?
Well, there's not really much room for negotiation.
I need to think this through. Everyone, let's meet again later tonight. Until then, take some time for yourself.
Alright, well, don't put too much pressure on yourself, Cyno. If you need any help working things out, just come and find us.
That's a really tough decision. Wait until nighttime. It said between 10 and midnight, right?
Wait.
Huh? Yes, talk things over with your companions. This is a really beautiful temple, by the way. I really like the interior. The group gathers again at the agreed time.
I've taken some time to reflect on this. If I had to guess, Professor Cyrus came to the desert knowing that he would almost certainly never return. He's a stubborn man who tends to double down when he feels strongly about something. We won't get anywhere trying to convince him to escape.
I agree. My master Nephis says the same thing. Once Cyrus makes up his mind about something, he won't listen to reason.
Classical old man.
So that's one thing. A few other things come to mind too. You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that, I don't have anything to add. My own memories of this place are hazy though. Probably something to do with the overpowering presence of the Ba fragments. That might explain why I suffered from constant headaches and fevers as a child. I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when vague images would appear in my mind. But I don't recall much, only bits and pieces. I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. Thinking back on it now, I suppose it was Hermanubis' way of trying to encourage me, even if we couldn't communicate. The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of Hermanubis is a real, intangible thing, and they are its rightful worshippers, then...
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be another way.
There must be another way.
No. I have no intention of returning it.
Oh, that's great.
I need this power to protect Sumeru. But the temple has the right to make the final decision over its fate, since it belongs to one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. So I will challenge them head-on, and win the right to wield this power for myself, fair and square.
This reminds me of something Al-Haytham mentioned to me just before we left. He said that the Temple of Silence was originally founded by the ruling elite of the day. Traditionally, such organizations are bound by a strict and ancient code of nobility. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never dishonoring their tribal bonds, or the rules laid down by their ancestors. I think we could turn that to our advantage. Go back to them with a proposal of our own.
Wow, and just like that, we've turned the tables on them.
Looks like we have the same idea. Turn it back on them now while we still can, in terms that they cannot refuse. That's how we win this.
That sounds good to me.
Great. And I know just how to start the conversation. Let's go find Sethos. We'll tell him that I know a thing or two about medicine and would like to take a look at his grandfather's condition.
Hello, Jade. I cannot stay since it's bedtime here, but I hope you're enjoying the stream. I am! Thank you very much. I just want to say if Al-Haytham reruns soon, I will entrust the task of bringing his cons to you. Really? Oh my god. I wish you and everyone a great stream. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good rest of the night, and I hope I can. That's really nice that you want to entrust that to me. Kinda big responsibility, but I try my best. Sethos, where are you? You should be here.
Sethos, let's talk.
Knock knock.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of medical training, so I was wondering if you might let me take a look at your grandfather?
I have no objections, although we do have our own doctors here. I doubt you'll be able to tell us anything we don't already know.
Only one way to find out.
Follow me. Keep your voices down. We don't want to disturb him.
Tighnari takes out his medical kit and performs a basic medical exam on Bamoon.
Let's talk outside. Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. I'm sure that your physicians have come to the same conclusion.
Oh my god, I feel horrible for laughing now.
He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated over the years by the heavy burden of work and now by the effects of old age. Regretfully, I must inform you that based on what I've seen with patients in a similar condition, he doesn't have long left. A few days at most.
Yeah. I've known for a long time.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. But you also see things differently. You have a broader range of concerns and a more pragmatic approach. So tell me how we can end this on your terms. Let's find a way to bring all this to a resolution while Bamoon is still alive to see it. That's what really matters to you. I know it.
Yeah, there's no time to waste here. You know that better than anyone.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now. Both of you have a very different perspective from the men who raised you.
Right. And you didn't create this situation. They did, but somehow you've ended up having to make the tough decisions.
You're right. We both look at this problem very differently than the people we inherited it from. I accept, Cyno. This all began because of Hermanubis. So let's end it with the rite he himself created. Legend has it that when Hermanubis first arrived in Tuletula, he sparred with the city's residents. He and his two companions proved their mettle by fighting over several days, winning the support of many fine people.
Oh, will Sethos and Cyno fight?
That group of supporters were some of the first members of the Temple of Silence, and the sparring matches were enshrined as one of our founding rights, the right of duels. It's where it all began.
Oh, that's gonna be so cool.
Sounds very fitting. I'm in.
As a fellow vessel of Hermanubis, your ties to the Temple of Silence run deep. So I will permit you to participate in this rite, along with your chosen companions.
Us.
3 against 3. Sounds good.
Oh, along with Tighnari.
However, I have some additional terms. As the challengers, you must win all 3 of your fights to win. And Cyno, both of us must put our Ba fragment on the line. The winner takes them both. Letting Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake, made by my grandfather out of pity. It is a long-standing issue that must be addressed for the Temple of Silence to move forward. I can make no concessions on that front.
None needed. We're on the same page. If I win, the Temple of Silence must release Cyrus, and consider this past dispute resolved. If you win, I'll return my power to you.
It's a deal. Then let's meet at the ceremonial hall tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's gonna be a fierce battle. Let's talk to Cyno. Cyno, I'm with you. We'll fight together and we'll win this thing. There's no other way.
Well, after how that went, there's definitely no turning back now.
There never was. Turning back hasn't been an option for me since the moment the professor slipped away to return to the desert.
You have to win. You need this power, both as General Mahamatra and for yourself.
Yeah, that's right! Besides, it stayed with you ever since you were a small child. Surely that's a sign it thinks of you as its rightful owner.
Both as General Mahamatra and for myself. Yeah, when you put it that way. I've had to overcome a lot to tame this power and claim it for myself. Not everyone could have done that.
Of course.
Exactly!
Let's not get sidetracked. We gotta focus on winning. We'll help you see this through.
The Traveler and I will never lose.
The Traveler never loses.
And neither shall I. The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that, for a variety of reasons, fell out with the civilization of the rainforest. It's just as Dia said. Prejudice has pushed people apart. But there must be personal factors at work here too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamoon cares for many more things than he lets on. And I don't think that Sethos is any kind of villain. He's just doing what he thinks is best. Tomorrow, everything will be resolved.
Wait until next day. Oh god. It's about to happen. By the way, I don't think we will be able to play Sethos because he's not released yet. And since this is Cyno Storycast, we'll be able to play only Cyno. Maybe Tighnari too, but I'm not so sure. But definitely we'll try Cyno during the battle. Go to the ceremonial hall. I'm expecting an epic battle and an epic cutscene. Remember Cyno versus Alhaitham cutscene? That kind of cutscene. Oh, that was one of my favorites in Sumeru. Higher? How will I go higher? Oh, found it.
We gather on this day to perform once more the rite of duels, with the greatest of all sages, Lord Hermanubis, as our witness, for his power and authority is present in our midst. This is our most sacred of ceremonies, and no disruption from the audience shall be tolerated. It is incumbent upon all to observe the duel with the utmost respect and reverence throughout the proceedings. Representing the Temple of Silence, the Defenders.
I thought he was in a coma.
Grandfather, You're here.
Oh my god, okay.
A rite of duels after all these years. I am surprised by your decision, Sethos.
Why does this cough make me laugh?
I know what I'm doing, Grandfather. Just leave it to me.
Representing the academia, the challengers.
Oh my gosh. Guys, look at their poses. It's... Oh, they look so cool. I love this.
Ready. We will fight to have our voices heard.
Warriors, take your positions and decide on the order of battle.
Me when I'm on my deathbed, but I gotta watch my grandson beat up some guy. He literally rose from coma to see this.
We come not to debate what brings our challengers here, nor what will become of the defeated duelists. Duelists, the might of Hermanubis himself is at stake here. Now, fight. Fight until the rightful victor is proclaimed.
I'll go first.
Huh? Are you sure?
I'm sure. We want to keep our morale up.
I agree. She's very strong. Sending her out first will definitely intimidate the opposing side.
Okay, then you're second.
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we. Let's begin.
Let's do this.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Leave it to me. Are we gonna play as the traveler, or are we just gonna play with our
Don't forget
normal party? Oh my god.
Hey, you!
As the traveler.
But nice with her. Paimon will make you regret it.
Little bit too much chatter from the audience over there.
Well.
Hey!
Won't you? This will be a bit challenging. Bloom! Okay, we got one. Next is you. Alright, that was the first wave.
A swift end to the first bout. I now invite the duelists of the second bout to please step forward. When you're both ready, you may begin.
Let's begin.
Oh, we're gonna play as Tainari. That's cool.
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bloom.
I hear everything.
That was very simple. I wish we could play him a bit longer. I really love his signature bow.
Thus ends the second bout. We will now move to the third
Right.
bout. Duelists, please
The moment
step
is
forward.
here.
I'm ready.
So am I.
This is the final stage of the rite. I remind you both that the terms you agreed upon in advance are binding. When you're both ready, you may begin.
Oh, this is gonna be epic.
I am Sethos, vessel of Hermanubis, grandson of Bamoon, the leader of the Temple of Silence. For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding the secrets of King Deshret. And even in our darkest hour, when we could not see a way forward, we chose not to abandon hope.
Can we fight?
But to embark on a brave new experiment so that we might prevail. We earnestly sought Lord Hermanubis' wisdom and power, longing to see his spirit and his light descend upon us. Now, I will fight to become the rightful wielder of that power.
Slay,
I am
Sethos.
Cyno, General Mahamatra of the Academia, student and successor of Cyrus, the Sage of Spantamad. I fight in defense of my power, my professor, and my nation.
Double slay.
And you. I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel, and Hermanubis is watching. So bare your soul.
TCG hero, he forgot one title. Definitely.
Everyone. Old and young. Fit and frail. They're all waiting to see how this duel will end. My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler who is not afraid to get blood on his hands. I understand his beliefs well, and I know what he expects of me. But our faith has held us back for too long. After I grew up, I went to the rainforest once, and I saw for myself the people of the city. Times have changed. The people of Sumeru are happier and more free now than in the past. I thought about this as I stood at one of the tallest points in the city, gazing down at the streets below. Then I thought of you, Cyno. You and I both wield the same power, yet the lives we lead could not be more different.
That's a nice angle, like separating them.
Each Ba fragment of Hermanubis stands for something different. Might, glory, and one of many other secrets that have yet to be revealed. I once thought that the nature of our fragments must be what makes us so different from one another. But maybe it's that you've found your answer, and I am still searching for mine.
I am more than just a warrior. I am my own person.
Exactly.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark on both of us, shaped the course of our lives. We are his vessels, and yet we are more besides. So show me your answer, Cyno. Show me I can be more than my faith. More than the power I wield. Show me the person I can become!
Alright, let's see.
Bring it on!
Here we go. Why did he low-key look like Razor? Wow. Sethos has white hands, where Cyno has purple. Ooh. Oh, the budget is budgeting with this cutscene.
That's all you've got. What happened is searching for your answer.
God. That's what I call an epic battle. He's not even using his power anymore. The animations were so good. Oh my god. Alright, switching the spears. Let's go. They're both so good. Is it gonna be a tie? Oh.
Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Oops. One misstep.
Well then. Looks like you found your answer.
Oh, is he going to give up his power?
I give his glory to you.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. I'm surprised because he just gave it away,
Of our
right?
Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence, and from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our Lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule-Tula Tynarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule-Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more. Thank you.
Wow. Now he can rest in peace.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Oh, he really passed. I'm still surprised Sethos just gave up his power.
Grandfather.
Maybe he had a reason. I think he wasn't as united as Cyno was with his power. You, Sethos, and the other members of the temple bid farewell. In the Great Hall, people gather around the coffin to pay their respects. Well, at least he saw the thing that he wanted to see the most throughout his whole life.
Hey, Sethos. You'll get through this.
I know. I'll miss him.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I guess you were prepared for this. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, he's been on death's door for a very long time now. I think it was only through sheer willpower that he managed to hold on to this point. At least, he was able to see this chapter come to a close before he passed.
What's next for you?
Per my grandfather's last wishes, the Temple of Silence should submit to whoever possesses the largest number of Hermanupis fragments. That entitles you to be our new leader, Cyno.
But that's never going to work, as I'm sure you realize. I'm the General Mahamatra. I am needed back at the Academia. I did foresee this possibility, and I gave it some thought. The fact is, I know next to nothing about the staff, records, and environment here. As such, I am ill-suited to be your leader.
Well, Sethos should be the leader.
Sethos, I believe the honor should go to you. Were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely be in your hands by now. I'm sure Bamun never meant for anyone but you to be his successor.
You really think so?
I do.
Still, I didn't think Bamun looked very surprised by the final result. Perhaps he had an inkling that this would be the way things end.
Well, in any case, since the Ba fragments are with me now, I guess I can call the shots. Sethos, I would like you to succeed Bamun as the new leader of the Temple of Silence. You are more suited to the role than I, and I have complete faith that you will be an excellent leader. Just think of it as doing me a favor.
But doesn't that render everything that we've been through up to now meaningless?
Not really.
No, it doesn't. This experience has allowed us to become friends, which means that the Academia and the Temple of Silence will become partners once more. That's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos. You said yourself, times have changed. You have to believe that things can change for the better here at the temple too.
I will try. To be honest, I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
Actually, part of me wonders whether Bamun's intentions from the very beginning was just to create enough pressure to force us towards a duel. That way, no matter who won, one of us would have to surrender our Ba fragment, and the power of Hermanubis would be concentrated in one single person. Had you won, the Temple of Silence would have doubled its strength. And were I to win, he correctly anticipated that I wouldn't suddenly drop everything to become the leader of the temple, much less integrate the temple into the Academia by force. He knew that the temple's future would depend not just on the guidance of Hermanubis, but the support of the Academia too. So he made it his responsibility to ensure his successor would be free from the burdens of the past. His plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the Academia. With one single letter, he lured out the professor. No matter what happened after that, it would result in a net benefit to the temple.
That's a very well-executed plan.
And here I thought
props to the old man.
Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these trivial details. You're absolutely right. Grandfather and I considered this from every angle. We had to find a way to mend our relationship with the Academia. In that sense, the rite of duels was just a means to an end. Thank you for everything, Cyno. As a gesture of our gratitude, to those that you and Lesser Lord Kusanali deem worthy, I will grant the honor of access to the Temple of Silence for their pursuit of knowledge. The Temple of Silence has a wealth of information on King Deshret's civilization, more than any other organization in existence today. In times when you need information that only we can provide, we will be here to support you. But you must be exceedingly careful with your selection of candidates, lest you lead humanity to repeat the same mistakes. By the way, Tighnari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Veluca Shuna, and we are the heirs to the will of Hermanubis. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis from among the Tighnarians and appointed him as his familiar. He went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tighnarian companions. They always stood by each other, from the founding of the Temple of Silence to the fall of Tuletula. The Tighnarians who left Tuletula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, when some of the group returned to the desert, many of the Tighnarians chose to stay and put down roots in the rainforest. In all likelihood, those were your ancestors.
How fascinating. My father once mentioned that I was named after the Tighnarians, but I never knew that my forebears had such a history with the Temple of Silence.
So we got Cyno lore, and we got Tighnari lore.
I like this story.
Me too.
By the way, has anyone seen Cyrus?
Yes, Cyrus. You'll probably find him in my grandfather's room. He wouldn't show it in front of me, but I think he still has many fond memories of my grandfather.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn out this way, then I guess he didn't really resent Cyrus as much as he appeared to.
Who knows? Perhaps all of us, you, me, and Cyrus, we're all just pawns in my grandfather's plan to set things straight. He was awful like that.
Someone's got to make the decisions when history is at a crossroads. I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali, and arrange for an official delegation from the Academia to come and meet you in the desert. I'm sure you'll have lots to attend to in the days ahead. But once things return to normal, please come and visit the rainforest again. You should stay for a few days this time, and start to build some relationships. If we're going to work together, both sides have to get to know one another better.
I will. All right, well, bye for now, everyone. I'll be seeing you.
I really like this reunion as well.
See you soon. Come hang out with us anytime.
Best of luck to you, Sethos. Alright, let's return to Academia. Wow, that cutscene was amazing. I love the quest so far. It's just the first part was a bit slow, especially the part that we followed Cyrus into the desert. Try to read their mind with Nahida. I already left. Can I go back to the temple? Or once you exit... no. I think once you exit, you're done. You should be quicker. You should be quicker with these. Try to do it on a new place? What do you mean? Whose mind you want me to read? Oh, like before the cutscene. Oh. Let me try.
There are still so many places.
Alright.
I feel sleepier whenever I remember one of his poems.
Alright, so we are at the safe distance now. Oh, I cannot see them.
Hey! So, what is a vision actually made of?
I was going to try to read this guy's mind.
What were you thinking gallivanting off into the desert alone at your age? What if you take the bucket, You told not a soul what you were up to, designated nobody to handle your affairs, and left everyone scrambling frantically to try and figure out how on earth to clean up the colossal mess you'd made.
Very well-deserved scolding. Go off, Nefis.
Oh, please, will you stop your yelling? What other choice did I have?
What do you mean, what other choice? Do you mean to tell me that after all your years of learning, and sagehood no less, the only idea you could conjure up in that white-haired walnut of yours was to shoot off into the unknown like some hot-headed 20-year-old adventurer?
Oh god, I love this guy.
A one-man suicide mission, That's the best idea that one of the finest minds of a generation could come up with, is it? It astounds me that you survived the journey, and you're lucky that Ba Moon didn't finish you off when you arrived.
All right. Honestly, the way you're going off on me, it's like you wish you'd been there to lend him a hand. Does it mean nothing to you that I'm your colleague and former classmate?
I've got nothing more to say. What's the point of berating an old bag of bones?
What do you mean, bag of bones? I'm a flesh-and-blood hero who, despite his old age, saved our General Mahamatra from being stripped of his powers. Okay, look. Fine, I admitted I was in the wrong. How can I make it up to you? What about, a month's work at the Academia?
1 month? Try 3.
Let him enjoy his retirement. Oh my god. Bag of bones is foul. I mean, he kind of deserved it. Everyone was worried.
Hinari's master is really laying into Cyrus. Let's give them a wide berth.
I kind of want to watch, though. Yeah, we're too young to get involved.
Professor brought this on himself. Don't pay any attention to him.
Wow.
Oh my god, he's still
riled up in a long time.
He keeps going.
The last time he chewed someone out like this must have been back when I was still a student.
I think I'll go around and update everyone. Tell them the situation's resolved. Want to come with me?
Yes.
We can go for dinner afterwards. My treat. You in?
Oh, absolutely.
Makes sense. I'm in.
Always happy.
Paimon's coming too! Let's go!
Of course, there is food, there is Paimon.
I see everything!
I should have asked him to come help out at work much earlier. That would have kept him out of trouble and avoided this whole debacle.
See? He is just worried about Cyrus, even he doesn't really show.
If Nefis thinks he's getting a single day of free labor from me, he's got another thing coming.
You'd better start packing your things. Report for work first thing tomorrow morning. I'll be waiting for you.
What about my allowance? Oh, and his lunch covered. How about dinner?
Don't push your luck. Let's not forget who is compensating whom here.
Hey, man's gotta eat. Help me figure out something for lunch at least. I'm counting on you.
That's a very enjoyable conversation. Follow Cyno. Oh. That's Faruzan and Kale. Let's try to read their minds. No. I wasn't even close. I wasn't even close to the point of quest.
Ah, you're back! Well, look who we have here. Would you mind explaining to me what has been going on this past few days? I heard you all ran off into the desert and got embroiled in a major catastrophe.
All taken care of.
That does not answer my question. How could you be so careless? That goes for you as well. Yes, and you too.
Everyone's getting scolded today. Very entertaining to see, especially Tainari's expression.
When you run into problems, you really ought to ask for help, you know? I've been around the block. Don't you think it would have made sense to involve me? And let's not forget, I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Now would not be a good time to attempt to argue with Farazan.
You're right.
It's not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this sort of thing either. You need to learn that there are times when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member of staff involved. Do I make myself clear? Because if you don't,
Kale, please do something.
He's giving me the signal. All right, guess it's time to play my ace in the hole. Say, Madame Farzan, I can see you're pretty upset, but I was just wondering, remember that time you offered to give me a tour of the academia? Does that offer still stand?
I just love the wordless communication.
Huh?
That only happens between close friends.
Wait, did I hear that right? Kale, you remember? Wonderful. Well, of course the offer still stands. Come on, Madame Farzan will show you around the old classrooms.
Poor Kale getting dragged off like that. Also, check out Farzan acting like some sort of official academia tour guide.
Kale! Cup.
Huh?
What does
What?
cup mean?
Right!
Another
What do
secret
you mean,
message.
cup? You need a cup. I can get you a cup. Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
I just love how helpful Farzan is. She's like, I can get you a cup. I can show you around. And she's really excited about it too. It's adorable.
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe.
Oh.
Tainari and I used it while we were in school, and it's become something of a family tradition now.
Family tradition. Oh, this is so wholesome.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
They're so close friends that they consider each other family.
Mm-hmm. 2 people left. Let's bring them along too.
Bring them along? What do you mean by that? Oh, but I really wanted to read Cyno and Tainari's mind. Higher, it says. Maybe I have to go here. Not your dog being named Dory, that's my name. Well, you have an adorable name. We named Dory after the fish in Finding Nemo, the Dory the fish. I used to love that animation as a kid. It's still one of my favorite animations. Oh, it's Kaveh, and I'll hate him. Nothing in his mind? Really? That's unusual. Oh, come on. They are hiding the tea from us. There is no possibility that Alhaitham and Kaveh would, sit across each other and they would have nothing going on in their minds. I'm kind of disappointed.
Am I hallucinating? Or do I see Kaveh and Alhaitham engaged in diligent studying?
We're just reorganizing all the books we used. Look, there's a whole mountain of them.
Maybe they are thinking of each other. That's a possibility. Read their minds afterwards? Oh, of course.
There's no rush. Nobody reads these books anyway.
My sincere thanks to you both.
Yes, with your help, we resolved the issue rather swiftly and painlessly. And the outcome was better than we could have hoped for.
Cyno informs Alhaitham and Kaveh of everything that happened in the desert.
I see. The Temple of Silence resorted to rather unique means of self-preservation. It explains how they managed to remain hidden for so many years.
And it sounds like they managed to preserve a whole load of ancient documents as well. I'd love to go check those out if I ever had the chance.
That day will come. The Temple of Silence is a hugely important organization, and we'll be sure to maintain good relations with them in the future. Now, as a token of my appreciation, I'd like to treat everyone to coffee.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds great. Although after the last few days, I don't know if I can handle another coffee. But I can just order something else.
All of the Sumer characters are such a family.
Sure.
Yes, I really love them I really like it about them. It is so adorable to see. Go to cafe. Where are Alhaitham and Kaveh? I thought I would be able to read their minds. Alright, let's go to cafe. and try to stay far away from them as, you know, to read their minds. God, it's really hard to run around with such short legs.
And then the Traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked him right out cold. Then there was Tainari. He put up an amazing fight too. We ended up winning all 3 bouts.
Whoa! Part of me wishes I'd been there to see it, but I'd have been biting my nails off worrying about you guys.
A truly edifying account of the events. Bereft of detail, but it has livened up the room all the same.
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The Traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this, then spun around and blocked.
Yes, that's exactly what the Traveler did.
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of leader to him. That's very dignified of you, Cyno.
Of course. Being dignified comes with being a true champion.
Oh god, he's adorable.
I got to be a champion too for once. I've not sparred much with desert folk before. It was a pretty unique experience.
The venue was pretty impressive too, a very ceremonial affair.
Yeah, huge place! It felt like something right out of an epic poem! Imagine this, it was like there was...
Maybe save that one for later, Paimon. Dessert's here.
Everyone enjoys each other's company and the General Mahamatra's generosity.
I think that'll do me for today.
Yeah, Alhaitham's social battery must have run out.
Shall we stop off at the House of Dana again before heading home? We should probably finish putting all those books back.
My thoughts exactly. See you around.
I should get going as well. See you all later. Make sure you get some good rest tonight.
I need to go say thanks to the Core 30 for their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work processes. So, I gotta dash too.
Kale's come a long way. She's much more confident at dealing with other people these days.
Everyone's a work in progress. You never stop learning.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah, true.
She was really anxious in the Mondstadt event just to meet Amber's friends. And now she's like, I'm gonna go meet this and I'm gonna do this. It's really... I'm really proud of her. So cute. Alright, does that mean the quest has come to an end? Oh, wait.
That was good. It feels like everything's finally wrapped up now. Life is all about these moments when you can finally relax and hang out with good friends after a job well done. And also, those desserts Cyno got, they were really good. Paimon definitely needs more of those in the future.
Then let's come back again sometime.
Do you 3 have anything planned for the rest of the day? If not, would you come somewhere with me?
Sure, where are we going?
That's a secret for now. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise.
Oh, I love surprises.
Okay. I think I can guess what you're talking about. It'll definitely be a nice surprise.
Well, now Paimon's curious. Come on, let's go.
Go to place Cyno mentioned. Is it? Yep, it's actually far away. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna use Alhaitham to climb all the way up. Because Nahida's shorty legs will not do.
Been a while since I last made my way up here.
Is it like their hideout?
Wow, look at this place! We're so high up!
Need any help?
Don't underestimate me. I'm actually a tree climbing champion.
As you wish.
That's a nice spot, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice view.
What a great view! We're so high up, we can see for miles!
Traveler.
Yeah?
Turn around.
That's very nice. Like, it completely soothed me.
This is my secret base. Somewhere I only bring my best friends.
I'm actually gonna cry happy tears. We are his best friend, guys.
When I was a student, I used to slip away and climb up here all the time, just to clear my head. I was quite young then, and hadn't made too many friends yet. Back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Sethos was asking. Who am I? Why do I have this power? And what should I be fighting for? Our gifts help us to find our rightful place in the world. That was my experience. And I'm sure Sethos will figure things out in his own time, too.
As long as Harmonious power endures, you will remain oh my god, what kind of word is this? Inextricably linked to the Temple of Silence.
You two really are like brothers.
I feel the same way.
You are one tough cookie, Cyno. By the way, thanks for hydrate.
Of course. I see no need to be humble when it comes to the facts.
I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework. Cyno accidentally dropped a fruit. Luckily, he has fast reflexes, so he caught it just in time.
That was the one and only time. Nothing will ever slip through my fingers again.
Oh.
Those were good times. I kinda miss the student life.
Oh, me too.
You know, Paimon really shouldn't be able to imagine Cyno doing something like that, but for some strange reason, the mental image is coming through clear as day.
Then make it stop. There's somebody there.
Where's that? Cyrus!
It's Professor Cyrus. You guys carry on without me. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Did he just jump down?
You're not supposed to jump down? Be careful!
Talk to Cyrus and ask Cyno. But where are the enemies?
Oh my days. I can't believe how stupid I look in this one.
Professor, what are you muttering to yourself about?
Cyno, just the man I'm looking for. Guess what I found in some old notebooks?
Some old photos?
That's so cute. It's mini Cyno and young Cyrus. Aww, that's just adorable.
Can you believe it? This notebook was just sitting in a pile of odds and ends in the sage's office. I must have forgotten to take it with me, and no one's touched it since. It was still right there. I was at the Academia earlier to discuss my workload with Nephis. I swung by the old office to have a look around and just happened to cross it. Well, time flies. Look how tiny you are in this picture. Still a kid.
You look quite young yourself in that one. Ah, it's this one. I remember that. Lisa took it, didn't she?
Yep. Looks like her work, all right. Who else could have found just the right angle to make me look so unbelievably hideous?
And this one. Looks like we're both dozing off.
Oh, cheeky girl. Taking secret photos of us without our knowledge.
See? Now they created very sweet memories.
Is there something you'd like to say to me, Professor?
Like what? Like, these are good photos, aren't they? Hey, at moments like this, I hardly know where to begin. I can't pretend I'm a good person. Bamoon had every reason to despise me. And well, so do you if you feel the same way.
Don't be ridiculous, you old codger.
Is that not what you wanted me to say? Oh, I've dreamt of that place many times after leaving the desert. Sometimes I've dreamed that I was doing research with them again. And other times, I dream of the day they saved my life. Oh, it was one of the happiest times of my life. We all learned so much from one another. You've matured so much over the years, Cyno.
Since you're my professor, I should save you some face by not calling you out on all the non-answers you just gave. So, I will do the right thing and keep my mouth shut.
Good thinking. Take your own advice next time. Seriously, why bully an old man like me? I thought heroes were supposed to be gracious. Hey, wait, how did I not notice this one earlier?
Lisa strikes again. Just how many did she take?
Look how cute you were when you were little. I remember how well-mannered you were back then, too.
Oh, these are so... This really made me emotional. Like, thinking back how Cyno's parents gave him up to the Temple of Silence. Like, in a way, Cyrus became his parent and raised him. It's really cute to see. Especially little Cyno in old photos.
Yeah, and look how serious and professional you used to be.
Oh, I can't compete with you anymore. First you get better than me at the deadpan jokes, and now you're besting me at those little quips too.
So Cyno actually got the deadpan jokes from Cyrus? That just made it even better.
Don't say that. I still have a lot of respect for you.
Huh, that's more like it. Hey, what would you say to meeting up with Lisa again sometime?
I'd like that. Let's find a time and pay her a visit in Mondstadt.
All right, I'll add it to my schedule. Let's go next week. Wait, no. Next week is the tomato growing competition. I have got to beat Zaha Hadid.
Or you could find a real hobby, Professor.
Let him be obsessed with his tomatoes. Aww. That was so wholesome and cute. I really like this quest. Yes, now we can read their minds.
Everyone hold hands.
Joke. How do I make this a joke?
That's such a Cyno thing to think about.
Joke.
No, not Cyno, Cyrus.
It's a joke.
Can't we read Cyrus's
I
mind?
see everything.
I can't treat my students like kids anymore. I have to admit, Cyno has matured far beyond my expectations. From now on...
Great view today.
Oh god.
This atmosphere calls for a joke out of left field, to catch the listener unawares.
I gotta listen to Cyrus again. I kinda stopped him.
I can't treat my students like kids anymore. I have to admit, Cyno has matured far beyond my expectations. From now on, I'll just enjoy life as a retired sage. The future is safe in the hands of the younger generation.
Jade, by the way, Cyno got small amount of base attack buff after this quest because he consumed Sethos's fragment. Really? But I cannot check that because I don't have Cyno. But that's a very nice touch. Of course. Attention to details. God, I love this. Alright, this was a great quest. But probably like 5 to 10 more attack? Really? I thought it was like maybe 100. Something like that. 5 or 10 is... Isn't that way too low? Really small amount. Alright. I get it. Yeah, 5 to 10 is a very small amount. But overall, the quest was really cool. I really liked it. Especially after the part that we got into the temple. The rest was very, very interesting. And we got some Cyno lore, we got some Tighnari lore, and we got to see our Sumeria boys hanging out. And the first part was really, really wholesome, you know, to camp with them, just to hang out with them. It was very, very, very relaxing. I really liked it. Alrighty, I think it's time to call it a day today, guys.